Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 3 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Lenoir County where a resident has contracted West Nile virus. Now, the Lenoir County Health Department says residents should take extra precautions now after confirmation that a local resident has contracted the virus. Now, West Nile virus is most commonly spread to people through the bite of an infected mosquito, according to the CDC. Unlike Pitt County, which traps and tests mosquitoes for the virus, Lenoir County does not have a mosquito surveillance program in place, according to health department officials. Now, they warned that while most people infected never develop symptoms, older people and immunocompromised people may have complications or even death. Now, Lenoir County Health Department Director of Nursing Brandy Jones said, quote, "Since we identified a case, we just want to make sure people are staying aware and taking those necessary precautions," end quote. Now, Jones says drain standing water, wear insect repellent, and use protective clothing outdoors, especially at dusk and dawn when the mosquitoes are most active. Now, as of now, no deaths have been reported in either county, but health officials stress that without active mosquito surveillance in Lenoir, prevention at the community level is more important than ever. For more information on prevention tips, you can contact your county health department. And in space news, we now turn to the International Space Station that actually saw a SpaceX capsule dock with the ISS earlier today. Now, this is footage courtesy of NASA. The Dragon capsule arrived at the station around 25 minutes earlier than scheduled, delivering 5,000 pounds of supplies and scientific experiments. The capsule successfully docked at the forward port of the International Space Station's Harmony module. This is a SpaceX 33rd resupply mission for NASA. According to NASA Administrator Sean Duffy, quote, "This flight will test 3D printing metal parts and bioprinting tissue in microgravity," end quote, which could, quote, "give astronauts tools and medical support on future Moon and Mars missions," end quote. Now, while connected to the ISS, the Dragon capsule will also perform a series of engine burns to help maintain the lab's altitude, a necessary step that has been primarily performed by Russian Progress cargo vessels over the years. The SpaceX Dragon capsule will eventually carry samples and other scientific gear back to Earth. Very cool to see. Always love, again, seeing what NASA has got cooking up in space. Now, we also want to highlight your weather forecast. It's been a mostly sunny day today. Air temperatures near our seasonal average, upper 80s, even some of us even getting into the low 90s. Here's what we've got outside right now in Greenville. 88 degrees, north-northwesterly wind at about 5 miles an hour, but dew points currently falling thanks to that north-northwesterly wind. Earlier today, we started out with about a 72, 73 degree dew point in Greenville, indicating there was more moisture in the atmosphere at that time than there is now with a dew point at 68 degrees. It's going to be feeling pretty spectacular here as we head through this week, because we are going to get a treat of fall-like air into eastern North Carolina a little earlier than what we usually see. Now, the question is, will that cool air actually stick around? Well, we'll have to wait and find out. For now, though, it's looking like it is going to be sticking around at least through the end of August. And, well, I'd say with the 25th on the calendar, I'd say the rest of August, that's an encouraging sight. So, air temperatures right now, upper 80s throughout most of eastern North Carolina, some of us in the mid 80s. We do have some areas that are a touch cooler. Right now, Manio cooler thanks to the rain showers that have been coming down. Currently 78 degrees along the northern Outer Banks, but the rest of the east generally between around 85 to 90 degrees. Humidity, your dew points, again, slowly falling. It's going to be a gradual process. It's really going to take through tonight into tomorrow morning before we can say, all right, we can really feel a difference outside. But so long as we maintain these west and northwesterly winds, that will certainly help us reduce the humidity throughout eastern North Carolina and make it feel more comfortable as we head through the next several afternoons. Now, we also need to highlight that we are tracking rain showers right now. We've got a sea breeze front that is right now pushing its way across parts of Pender, Onslow, Jones, southern Craven, and what had been Carteret County. Carteret's kind of getting out of the sea breeze function there, but still again seeing some downpours across Carteret County and even along the coast of Onslow County. So over the next few hours, that sea breeze front will continue to work its way up towards the northwest, prompting a little bit more rain as we head towards 4 and 5 and even 6 p.m. tonight. But once we get past sunset, that sea breeze front will be falling apart. Now, we're also tracking, again, a few showers around the northern Outer Banks and over mainland Dare County. Had some heavy downpours, certainly. Not seeing a whole lot of lightning associated with those downpours, but certainly something we'll continue to keep an eye on. Zooming it out a little further, you can really tell that inland areas around Wayne, Lenoir, Greene, northern Craven, most of Beaufort, Pitt, Martin, Edgecombe, Wilson, Bertie, Washington, not really seeing a whole lot there for rain showers currently, and probably not going to see much rain through the rest of this evening for those areas. The areas that are going to be seeing a little bit more action and activity over the next few days are really going to be those closer to the water, because that's where we find our instability, and usually it's instability that creates that rain potential. Now, with reduced humidity, our rain potential really comes down significantly over the next several days. Now, an area of low pressure forming off of our coast will help carry a lot of that humidity and, I'd say, warmer air away from eastern North Carolina, essentially kind of creating a nice channel for that cool, dry air over the Great Lakes to steadily flow into eastern North Carolina. It's not just eastern North Carolina. Check out Alabama, Georgia, and even Mississippi getting in the mix on some of that very cool and dry air. I know that's going to have a lot of people smiling. The question is, how long will it stick around? Probably not as long as you want. It's going to be going away at some point, but for now, with that low pressure system pulling away from the coast, that will help carry us into summer, or the end of meteorological summer and into the start of meteorological fall with that low humidity intact. Generally, dew points this time of year right around the low 70s, so your overnight low average is right around the low 70s. So whenever you see overnight lows in the mid 60s or lower, equate that again to a falling dew point, falling humidity, and that makes it feel far more comfortable outside as we head through these next several days. It's going to feel like fall by the time we get to Wednesday, if not by Thursday. But again, do want to caution everyone, I don't think fall is here to stay. These conditions, again, can go just as easily as they arrive without much warning either. So at this point, enjoy it while it's here. It'll be here for about a week, and then we'll slowly start to see the average conditions return to the region. Well, that's all we have time for today's 3 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day.